My name's Eric Taylor. I'm a Battalion Chief with the Ladies Island St. Helena Fire District, and this is my story. In September of 2015, I was diagnosed with prostate cancer. For many years I procrastinated because I had a PSA level that was much higher than it needed to be, but luckily, and thanks to my fire department, I survived. I was pressured by my family and my fire chief to go get tested and get a biopsy, and I finally succumbed to the pressure of that and went and had that done. I actually found out about a week after the biopsy that I had tested positive for prostate cancer. This started a long journey of mental and physical things which really weren't anything to look forward to. But eventually, and as I was told by my fire chief, that there was a problem and we needed to fix it. I had bone scans done. I had MRIs done. I had many different types of tests, including nuclear medicine, things of that nature, to determine whether it was still in my prostate or if it had spread throughout the rest of my body. My options would be limited if it had. Luckily, it had not spread past my prostate, and the chances of survival were very good. I was sent to Charleston and met with a surgeon who did his workups and gave me a lowdown of what was going to be happening to me. I agreed to have surgery on December 31st of 2015, New Year's Eve. I used the Da Vinci robot system, and they were able to remove my prostate, and I was home the very next day. There were many complications, but they are minor compared to what could have happened. Complications where I had to wear a catheter for 10 days. There was some slight pain, but not too bad. I only had to miss work for about a month, but with the support of my family and my fire department family, they made the journey a lot less troubling than it could have been. There's also a mental aspect compared to the physical aspect, where I fell into what I would call a form of depression, even post-surgery, because I still wasn't sure if it had spread. And the only way to find that out is for more follow-ups. I went to my first follow-up and was given a clean bill of health. I had 0 cancer. My PSA level had dropped from 9 to 0.1. 0.1 is the lowest, so that was good news. My second follow-up showed the same thing. I've been trying very hard to come to grips with the fact that in my mid to late 40s that I had cancer. But the thing is, I would like to reiterate that this was actually something that can be solved. I wish I had had my biopsy earlier. Even when my PSA levels were spiking, I had the opportunity to have a biopsy, and I chose not to. I chose not to because I procrastinated, because I did not want to hear the news. If you're young enough and you have a high PSA level, I strongly encourage to go have the biopsy for peace of mind, and also to know that it's something that can be rectified. The support of the fire department was unbelievable. Not only that, but I had support from several different fire departments. Somerville Fire Department had representatives at the hospital when I got there. Members of the association's Health and Safety Committee were at my surgery and continue to be with me to this day to help me through certain things. I'm not ashamed of it, and nor should anyone be ashamed to get the help that's offered. It's there. Your fire department offering the test, I probably not would have gone on my own to have the test done, and I would still be sitting here today wondering whether I had it or not. I'm not really sure, but I can promise you that the things I did in my 29 years of service, especially 25 years ago plus, did not help my situation. I continuously did salvage and overhaul with no gear on, or just with no SCBA. Sometimes only with boots and bunker pants. I put myself in a situation, I think, numerous times, and it wasn't until years later where the culture started changing just a little bit, and we started acting differently towards that. It wasn't the manly thing to do back then was to put on an SCBA to do salvage and overhaul, and now it's the norm. It's the acceptable method of doing that. And as a battalion chief, I have a little bit of control over that when I'm on scene, and I'm very cognizant of what those firefighters underneath me are performing their task to make sure that they are completely protected. And hopefully they won't have to go what I went through, but if they have to, I want them to know that there is a huge support system out there, not only from your own family and your fire department family, but from your association and everything they have to offer. Take advantage of it. Please do whatever you can to prevent such a thing. And just know that there are people there to help you if this were to happen. You know, knowing what I know now and going through what I've gone through, there are some things that I would definitely do different in my career as a younger firefighter. I started working at this fire department when I was 19, just turned 20. And I basically followed the rule of do what everybody else does. And at that time, it was, smoke eaters, who can last the longest inside, stay inside until your cylinder's done. It's not that way, and it's not smart. And I definitely did some things back then that I would definitely not do today, even if commanded to do so back then. And that included salvage and overhaul with a pike pole and a set of bunker pants. I spent hours inside buildings that were smoldering for hours just trying to move material around. I've fought car fires without an SCBA on. I've done pretty much everything on the gamut that you're not supposed to, but at the time I didn't know you weren't supposed to do that. I was following what everybody else was doing. Unfortunately, it probably aggravated whatever was going on with me and led to, problems. I'm not saying it caused, because I can't definitively answer that, but I can also definitively answer that the things that I did not help my situation. So, proper use of SCBA, cleaning that bunker gear after every fire is, it sounds outrageous, I think as much attention that gets put to that, but the more you dive into the information and statistics with something like that, the more relevant it actually becomes. I went for very long periods of time without washing my bunker gear. It was just something, it was a badge of honor to have burned and scarred gear and a burned helmet. It's not so much these days. And I'm hoping that the younger generation realizes this and will start a new trend. And as from what I've seen here at my department and locally, and both statewide and nationally, is a huge focus towards preventing firefighter cancer. We have posters in our department all about that, washing your gear, and statistics. And the statistics don't lie. We're just, no matter what, I think, what type of cancer, I said prostate is a 28% greater chance for a firefighter to get prostate cancer, but I could probably say that it's probably a higher percentage for almost any type of cancer because of what we put ourselves through and the elements that we put our bodies through and allow them to be exposed to. So I'd like to say in retrospect, as far as prostate cancer is concerned, it is a very relevant cancer throughout the population of the United States. It's happening. It's probably been happening for a long time, but it's just now being started to be discovered at a younger age. It was my fight, still is my fight, continues to be my fight, and always know that no one fights alone. Thank you.